As a congressman from Virginia, also a coal-producing state, I wish to rise to address the current economic recession. We need to spur investment and create new jobs, and we need to act now. An essential part of that effort is the American Clean Energy and Security Act. This legislation, unlike some of the statistics we've been hearing lately, recently approved by the House Energy and Commerce Committee, would reduce greenhouse gas pollution and create lots of clean energy jobs, including in the coal sector, and make polluters pay for the greenhouse gas pollution they're emitting right now. Last week, the United States Climate Action Partnership, known as USCAP, hosted a congressional briefing to discuss the business reasons for passing legislation to reduce global warming pollution. The USCAP is a coalition of many American businesses who support the legislation, including especially in the energy sector. They include Alcoa, BP, ConocoPhillips, Dow, Duke Energy, DuPont, Exelon, General Electric, General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, NRG Energy, Shell, and Siemens. Environmental groups are also members. Many of these companies have built billion-dollar companies through the extraction, processing, or sale of carbon-intensive fossil fuels. For example, most of BP, Shell, and ConocoPhillips is in oil exploration and production. Duke Energy produces 75% of its electricity from coal. Manufacturers such as GE, Alcoa, and Dow consume a great deal of electricity and would be negatively affected by higher energy prices. They support this bill. These businesses worked for 2 years with environmentalists and members of Congress to develop a blueprint for legislative action that laid out a plan to reduce greenhouse gas pollution, create jobs, and spur investment in renewable energy. This blueprint for legislative action formed the foundation for the American Clean Energy and Security Act, passed by the House Energy and Commerce Committee, on a bipartisan vote, I might add. At its briefing, USCAP members emphasized the importance of the American Clean Energy and Security Act in spurring innovation and economic growth. Representatives of Dow, NRG Energy, and Shell said that without passage of this legislation to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, there simply will not be sufficient market incentives to invest in carbon capture and storage, something necessary especially for the coal industry, Madam Speaker. Carbon capture and storage is a technology that holds tremendous promise. It's essential to more sustainable coal-generated electricity production. The minority party claims that the American Clean Energy Act will hurt coal, as we just heard. But the business community, including companies that rely principally on coal for electric generation, support this bill. The minority party claims that the American Clean Energy Act will impair our ability to deploy American energy resources. Yet USCAP members, ConocoPhillips and Shell, for example, noted at the briefing that without this bill, they will not be able to develop the next generation of biofuels. Right now, we get most of our oil from overseas, Madam Speaker, from countries like Saudi Arabia. We must end our dependence on foreign oil. By spurring development of biofuels, the American Clean Energy and Security Act would help reach that objective while creating economic opportunities here at home. I think the business community said it best. At USCAP's recent briefing, a member representative said, quote, "One of the reasons that many members of USCAP are enthusiastic about this bill is because we see that it is essential for our businesses to move to a low-carbon economy." Madam Speaker, let's unleash new investment in America. Let's produce more of our energy here at home. Let's wean ourselves off foreign oil dependency. Let us create new clean energy jobs in America. We cannot delay economic recovery, and we cannot risk further destabilization of our climate. I yield back.